Hi, I am B. Janardhan Reddy. In this video, I am going to tell you about the ray diagrams in case of concave mirror. So here, ray diagrams for concave mirror. So there are 6 cases in drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirror. That means I am going to place an object, say candle, at 6 different positions in front of the concave mirror, and I will draw the ray diagrams. That means I will trace the rays in order to obtain their images, and I will also tell you the properties of the image formed in each case. Okay. See here, ray diagrams, concave mirrors. Okay, so how many different cases are there? There are 6 possible cases in drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirrors. You see here, there are 6 cases in drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirrors. Here, the following 2 rays have been taken to draw all the ray diagrams. So in the last video, I explained you the behavior of 4 rays. Of these 4 rays, I am going to take only 2 rays in order to draw all the ray diagram, that is in all the 6 cases for concave mirror. I am going to use only these 2 rays, and it is not compulsory to use whatever the rays I am using to draw the ray diagrams. You can take any 2 of the 4 rays. Okay, and to remember the properties order, that is order of the properties easily, here is a mnemonic. See here, in each case, see here, in order to remember image properties easily, I used this mnemonic called LOST, L-O-S-T. L means location, O means orientation, S means size, T means type. Location means where the image is formed, that is knowing the position of the image. Orientation means is the image erect or inverted. Size means is the image magnified or diminished. Type means is the image real one or virtual one. Real image means we can say that when an image is obtained on a screen, it is called as the real image, and the image cannot be obtained on a screen is called virtual image. Okay, I will explain all of these one by one. So here is the first ray, that is ray 1. I am going to use this ray in drawing the ray diagrams. We need only 2 rays to draw all the ray diagrams. Okay, so ray 1, I already explained this in our previous video. So ray 1, that is called R1, a ray parallel to the principal axis on meeting the concave mirror will get reflected and passes through the focal point. Let us see here. Just I am reminding you the behavior of these 2 rays because I am going to use these 2 rays while drawing the ray diagrams for concave mirror. So P is the pole of the concave mirror. You know, this is a concave mirror and this point is pole, and here C is the center of curvature and in between there is a point called F is the focus or focal point. Okay, now this is the principal axis. Okay, so here I am using this ray. Any ray traveling parallel to the principal axis falling on the mirror and gets reflected, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point like this. I will use this ray. Okay, see here, this is the behavior of this ray. So this ray is traveling parallel to the principal axis. This is the principal axis. This ray is traveling parallel to the principal axis and falling on the concave mirror at this point, and here it will get reflected, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point like this. Okay, so this is the first ray I am going to use. So this ray is called as the incident ray, and this one is the reflected ray. Okay, and the second ray that I am going to use in drawing the ray diagrams is ray 2, that is a ray traveling through the center of curvature on meeting the concave mirror will get reflected and travels in the opposite direction. Okay, so a ray traveling through the center of curvature on meeting the concave mirror will get reflected and travels in the opposite direction. Okay, see here, the same mirror I am taking. Actually these are not the ray diagrams, isn't it? So in ray diagrams, while drawing the ray diagrams, I am going to use these two rays. That's why I am showing you once again the behavior of these two rays. So P is the pole, center of curvature here. Here F is the focus or focal point. And you know, this is the principal axis. A ray traveling through the center of curvature, you see here. Here is the incident ray which is passing through the center of curvature. See here, this ray is passing through the center of curvature and is incident at this point. So what we have to do? We have to draw the normal at this point. You know that the radius itself is called as the normal. That means here is the normal. If you draw the normal, that means if you join the point of incidence this and C like this, this is the normal. That means the incident ray is traveling along the normal. So when the ray is traveling along the normal, and it will get reflected and travels in the opposite direction. So it has gone like this and has fallen here. It will get reflected and it will come back again along the same path. See here, this is the incident ray. See here, this is the reflected ray. Okay, so a ray traveling through the center of curvature, okay, on meeting the concave mirror will get reflected and travels in the opposite direction. Okay, this ray I am going to use. Okay, these are the two rays I am going to use while drawing the ray diagrams in all the 6 cases. So here I will explain you the behavior of ray 2 once again. You try to understand the concept related to this ray particularly. Why? Because I will draw the second ray through the center of curvature and I will treat it as the second reflected ray. Okay, so just you see here, because I am explaining ray 2 once again. Here is the pole, okay, here is the center of curvature C, and F is the focal point. Okay, suppose if you complete this mirror like this, if you complete the circle like this, see what will happen here. You know, this is the principal axis. So I am just completing the whole circle, okay, like this. See here. So here is a candle, that is object. Yes. So here I have just completed the circle. That means this mirror is the part of this whole sphere. Okay. Now you see, that means this is also mirror. Okay. A part of this is here. Now suppose from this point, that is from the tip of the candle, I am drawing a ray like this. A ray is traveling like this. Okay, that means this ray is incident at this point. Listen very carefully, because this is a very important concept. So from the tip of the candle, I am drawing a ray like this. That means a ray is incident like this from this point. Of course, so many rays will go in all the directions, and particularly I am taking this ray. What we have to do here? This is also a mirror. Okay, so we have to draw the normal at this point, because this ray is incident here, means we have to draw the normal. So if you draw the normal, then what we have to do? Just we have to draw the radius. So the radius itself is the normal. That means the incident ray is traveling along the normal. Then what will happen? It will get reflected here, and it retraces its path and will travel along the same path but in opposite direction, and passes through the center of curvature you see here. Okay, so this is called as the reflected ray. Incident ray is from here to here, and when the incident ray is incident here and it will get reflected, the reflected ray is passing through the center of curvature. This is the reflected ray. So what I will do from now onwards is, I don't want to draw the incident ray, that is incident ray from here to here. So I will draw the reflected ray just from this tip only, like this. So you see here, that's all. This is the reflected ray. Actually the reflected ray comes from this point only, but I don't want to show it. So this will serve as the reflected ray only. Okay, similarly you see here, I will place the candle at point C. Suppose a ray is going like this and falling on the mirror here like this. Then what will happen here? It will get reflected and will come back along the same path but in opposite direction, and that ray will pass through the center of curvature again. See here how it is coming. So the reflected ray is passing through the center of curvature. Okay, so I don't want to draw this reflected ray from here. So I want to draw the reflected ray just from the tip of the object, that is candle. So from here only I will draw the reflected ray like this. That's all. This is a reflected ray. This is the reflected ray. This also the reflected rays. Okay. Next, let us place a candle here. Okay. So here I am drawing an incident ray. This is the incident ray. What we have to do? We have to draw the normal. Obviously, if you join this point and center of curvature, we get radius. Radius itself is the normal. Okay, so the incident ray is traveling along the normal and it will get reflected along the normal itself only. So see here, this is the reflected ray and reflected ray is passing through the center of curvature. Now I don't want to draw this reflected ray totally. Just I will draw the reflected ray from this point, tip of the candle. That's all. So all these are the reflected rays only. So in drawing the ray diagrams, I will draw the second reflected ray directly from the tip of the candle and the reflected ray passes through the center of curvature. Okay. So in drawing the ray diagrams of the concave mirror, here is the case 1. So case 1, when the object is at infinity, object at infinity. So here is the concave mirror. P is the pole, its pole, and here is the point C, center of curvature, and F is the focal point. Imagine that I am showing this concave mirror towards a distant object like the sun, trees, etc. Because the distance between the object and the mirror is so large, then the rays are parallel. The rays will become parallel when they reach the mirror. Okay, see here. So this is the principal axis. Suppose the object is this side at infinity, then all the rays coming from that object will become parallel when they come nearer to the mirror. So here are some parallel rays which are parallel to the principal axis. These are the incident rays. You see, all these are the parallel rays which are coming from the object at infinity. So once these parallel rays fall on the concave mirror, they will get reflected at the respective points and the reflected rays will pass through the focal point like this. You see here. These are the reflected rays. All these reflected rays are passing through the focal point. Now you see here a small inverted image has been formed here. So a small image of the tree this side has been formed here. So when the object is at infinity, its image will be formed at the focal point F. Okay, so these are the reflected rays. Now let us write the properties here. Where the image has been formed here, I am using the same order, that is LOST, lost. L means first I will write the property location. L means location, O means orientation, S means size, T means type. So here is the location where the image has been formed, in this case formed at the focal point on the same side of the object. See here. image has been formed at the focal point here. Okay, and observe carefully, this image is the inverted image. Okay, so image is inverted, highly diminished. Highly diminished means the size of the tree is too big to compare with its image here. The small image has been formed, hence it is highly diminished, means very small in size. And real image, that means if you place a screen here, you can get that image on the screen. Okay, so these are the properties of the image when the object is placed at infinity. And here is the same ray diagram I am drawing by using the symbol of the concave mirror. And it is easy for us to draw the ray diagrams by using the symbols. So this is the symbol for concave mirror, and this side it is painted or silvered, and this is the curved surface, white part, this is the curved surface. So this is the reflecting surface. Okay, so this is the symbol I use to represent the concave mirror. The same ray diagram I am drawing just by using the symbol. In each case, I will draw the ray diagram by using the original mirror as well as the symbol. Okay, so in your drawings, while you are drawing the ray diagrams, you just use the symbol only. It is easy for us. Okay, so P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and F is the focal point. And here is the principal axis. Okay, now I am showing this mirror towards a distant, very distant object, this side, say tree. Okay, and here are the parallel rays which are coming parallel to the principal axis. When the object is at infinity, that is when it is far away from the mirror, the rays coming from such object will become parallel when they come nearer to the mirror. So these are the incident rays, all are the parallel rays which are coming parallel to the principal axis. Okay, these are the incident rays, and all these rays are falling here at the respective points. Here they will get reflected at the respective points. Okay, and all the reflected rays will pass through the focal point you see here. That means all the reflected rays are crossing one another, and wherever the reflected rays cross themselves one another, at that point image will be formed. Okay, so here a small image of the tree has been formed here, and this is the real image. You can identify which one is the real image and which one is the virtual image. You see here, when the reflected rays cross themselves, when the reflected rays intersect themselves, at that point real image will be formed. When the reflected rays cross in such a way that they are extended backwards, then virtual image will be formed. You can see that later. Okay, so here the image formed is the real image. If you place a white paper here, if you adjust like this, and you will get the clear image on the screen. Okay, so let us write the properties of the image formed. Same properties. Okay, properties of the image formed. First, location, last, LOST, last. So L means location, where the image has been formed here, formed at the focal point on the same side of the object. See here, image has been formed here. So Observe it. It is the inverted image, that is upside down, and highly diminished, that is very small in size compared to the size of the object, and this one is the real image. Now case 2. In this case, I am going to place the object beyond C. So object is placed beyond C. C means center of curvature. So let us draw the ray diagram in this case, and let us locate where the image will be formed, and later we have to study the properties of the image formed. So here is the concave mirror. This one is the concave mirror. P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and F is the focal point. And the line passing through all these 3 points is called as the principal axis. This is the principal axis. Okay. Now let us place a candle beyond C. That means I am going to place a burning candle here. Okay, this is the burning candle. Now, just now I told you the 2 rays that I am going to use. Okay, so here OB is called as the object. That means object is placed beyond C. Now we have to locate the position of its image, where the image will be formed in this case. What we have to do? We have to draw the ray diagram. So in drawing the ray diagram, how many rays I am taking here? Only 2 rays, ray 1 and ray 2. So ray 1, from the point B, that is from the tip of the candle here B, I will draw the 2 rays. Okay, so ray 1, this is the ray 1. Okay, OB is the object, and a ray traveling parallel to the principal axis falling on the mirror will get reflected and passes through the focal point. See here, this is the first ray I am drawing, and here it will get reflected, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point F. Okay, so this is the first reflected ray. Now I already explained you the behavior of the second ray. I am not going to draw the second ray, that is incident ray. Just you have to draw the reflected ray directly from the point B passing through the center of curvature. Okay, so draw the second ray directly from B through C. That will serve as the reflected ray only. Okay, because I already explained you this case. So here I am going to draw the second ray from the point B, and I will make it to pass through the center of curvature. So ray 1, and here I am drawing the second reflected ray. This is the second reflected ray, not the incident ray. Remember that one. Okay, this is the second reflected ray. Here is the first reflected ray, and here is the second reflected ray. These 2 reflected rays are crossing at this point, that is they are intersecting at this point. That means we have to draw a normal like this. That means here image will be formed here. You can see the image here. This is the ray 2. So small image has been formed. You can observe the image here. Let us write the properties of the image formed. Can you tell where the image has been formed in this case? Image has been formed between C and F. When the object is placed beyond C, image has been formed between C and F. You can notice one thing. When the object is at infinity, image was formed at the focal point. when the object is moved slowly towards the mirror, image will be, that is, image moves slowly away from the mirror. Okay, now you see here, is it inverted image or erect? It is the inverted image, upside down. So let us write the properties here. Ig is the image. Okay, what are the properties of the image formed in this case? Formed between C and F. Okay, on the same side of the object. You observe here, object and image are on the same side, and inverted, okay, diminished. That means you compare their sizes. The size of the image is smaller than the size of the object. That's why diminished, that is small in size. Real, because if you hold a screen here, you will get the image on that screen. That means this image can be caught on the screen. And I will tell you one thing, whenever the reflected rays meet themselves, that means they are crossing themselves, at that time only the real images will be formed. This is the reflected ray, this is the second reflected ray. These two reflected rays are meeting themselves, that means you are not extending them backwards. Okay, so the real image is formed here. Okay, so these are the properties of the image. Now, can you draw the same ray diagram, that is in case 2, when the object is placed beyond C by using the symbol of the concave mirror? The same ray diagram, the only thing is that I just replaced the concave mirror, that is original concave mirror, by its symbol. This is the symbol and everything is same. P, C, F, okay, principal axis, and here is the object, OB is the object. This is the first ray I am drawing. Let us draw the first ray, ray 1. It is traveling parallel to the principal axis and falling here, and it will get reflected, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point. This is the first reflected ray. Okay, and just draw another reflected ray directly from the point B through C. That's all. Ray 1. I am drawing the second reflected ray, and this is the second reflected ray, not the incident ray. Okay, and these two rays are intersecting here, hence the image will be formed here. Ig is the image. So here are the properties I already explained, no need to explain again. Okay, this is about case 2. Next, case 3. Object is placed at C, that is at the center of curvature. So this is the concave mirror. P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, F is the focal point, and this line passing through these 3 points is called as the principal axis. Now I am going to place the burning candle at C here. Okay, now we have to draw the ray diagram in this case to know the position of the image formed. So the same two rays I am using here. The first ray travels parallel to the principal axis, falls on the mirror and gets reflected, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point. That is the first reflected ray, and I already explained you the behavior of the second ray. I will draw the second ray just from the tip of the candle through the center of curvature, and that will serve as the second reflected ray. Okay, OB is the object. Okay, OB is the object, and let us draw the two rays from the same point B. Here I am drawing the first ray traveling parallel to the principal axis, falling on the mirror, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point. Here is the focal point. Okay, so this is the first reflected ray. Let us draw the second reflected ray directly from the point B through the center of curvature. See here, this is the second reflected ray I am drawing directly. Okay, and these two reflected rays are crossing one another at this point. So the image will be formed here like this. Okay, this is the ray 2 and the ear image has been formed here. Now observe very carefully the properties of the image. You see here, the size of the object is equal to the size of the image. Okay, and is it inverted or erect? The image is the inverted image. So let us write the properties. LOST, location first, IG is the image. Okay, properties of the image. First we have to write its location where the image has been formed. In this case, image is formed at C on the same side of the object. That means when the object is placed at C, the image will be formed there itself. Okay, so and it is the inverted image and same size as that of the object. Okay, and the real image, because we can get this image even on the screen also, because the reflected rays are meeting themselves. Okay, so when the reflected rays cross themselves, then real image will be formed. When the reflected rays meet by extending them backwards, at that time virtual image will be formed. You can see that later. Okay, these are the properties. Let us draw the same ray diagram by just replacing this mirror by its symbol. The same ray diagram I am drawing by using the symbol of the concave mirror. That is, object is placed at C, center of curvature, and this one is the symbol we use to represent the concave mirror. P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, and F is the focal point, and here is the principal axis. Okay, now let us place the candle here. So let us draw the first ray. OB is the object. Let us draw the first ray. Ray 1 gets reflected there, here, and it will pass through the focal point. That's all. Next, draw the second ray directly from point B through C. That will serve as the reflected ray only. This is the second reflected ray directly I am drawing, and these two reflected rays are intersecting, and here the image will be formed. Ray 2, this is the image. Okay, so let us write the properties of the image formed here. Formed at C on the same side of the object, inverted, same size as that of the object, and real. We have studied all these properties previously. Okay, next, case 4. Case 4, object is placed between C and F. C means center of curvature and F is the focus or focal point. Okay. Concave mirror, pole, center of curvature, F is the focal point. This line is the principal axis. Now I am going to place the candle in between C and F somewhere here. Okay. Now let us draw the ray diagram in this case. First draw the ray 1. Here OB is the object. From the point B, draw a ray traveling parallel to the principal axis, that is called as the ray 1. I am drawing ray 1 and this ray will get reflected here and will pass through the focal point. And I already told you, draw the second reflected ray directly from the point B through the center of curvature like this. Okay. Draw the second ray, ray 2, and this one is the second reflected ray. Okay. And these two reflected rays are crossing here, so a big image will be formed here. Ray 2. Okay, this is the image. Ig is the image. Let us write the properties of the image here. Properties: formed beyond C, that is when the object is placed between C and F, image has been formed beyond C. And inverted image, you can check it. And magnified, that is the size of the image is more than the size of the object. And real image, because the reflected rays are crossing themselves, that's why it is the real image. The same ray diagram I am showing you by using the symbol. Okay. Here is the object OB. First I am drawing ray 1. Okay. Gets reflected and the reflected ray passes through the focal point. And let us draw the ray 2. Okay. This is the second reflected ray. And these two rays are crossing here, means image is formed at this point. So Ig is the image. So the properties, same properties. Okay. Next, case 5. Here is the case 5. Object is placed at the focal point F. Okay. In this case, I am going to place the object, that is the burning candle, at the focal point. So this one is the concave mirror, P is its pole, and C is the center of curvature, and F is the focal point. And let us draw the principal axis first, passing through these 3 points. This is the principal axis. Now I am going to place the candle at the point F, that is at the focal point. Okay. Now the same 2 rays I will draw from the tip of the candle here, B. So OB is the object. So here I am taking the 2 rays from the same point to B. The first ray I am drawing here, which is parallel to the principal axis, falling on the mirror. After reflection, it will pass through the focal point like this. OB is the object. and this is the first ray I am drawing. Okay, and it will get reflected here, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point. This is the first ray. Now let us draw the second ray. I will draw the second reflected ray directly from the point B through C. Okay, and see here, this is the second reflected ray passing through the center of curvature. Okay, these two reflected rays, this is the first reflected ray and this one is the second reflected ray. These two reflected rays are parallel rays. So this is the ray 2. Okay, and these two are the parallel rays. Parallel rays are supposed to meet at infinity, hence image may be formed at infinity. Here I have shown image is equal to plus infinity. Plus infinity means image may form on the same side of the object at infinity, like this. Okay, may or may not form because it is ambiguous, and the uh, reflected rays may supposed to meet at infinity. Okay, that's why here we can say that image is formed at infinity. Here particularly I have shown plus infinity. Plus infinity means image is formed on the same side of the object at infinity. Okay, and one more possibility is also there in this case. Okay, we may not confine to this case only. Suppose if these two reflected rays are extended backwards, one may think that the image may be formed on the other side, that is behind the mirror at infinity. See here, let us extend the two rays backwards. Here I am extending this ray backwards, and here is the another reflected ray extending backwards. These two reflected rays are again parallel rays only. That means image may form infinity, that is minus infinity means behind the mirror, like this. And this image, if it forms, it is virtual image. So virtual image may be formed at infinity or the real image may be formed at infinity. That means image is ambiguous. See here, image is minus infinity. That means image may be formed behind the mirror, that is on the other side of the object at infinity. Okay, so here the properties of the image. So both cases are possible. You may write image is formed at infinity on the same side of the object, or you can write image may be formed behind the mirror, and that one is the virtual image. That's why here formed at infinity simply I am writing, and the image is ambiguous and imperceptible. That means we cannot obtain the image. Okay, so the image is ambiguous. Ambiguous means unclear. We do not know whether it forms or not. Why? Because we cannot obtain that image on the screen. So the image is ambiguous and imperceptible because neither the rays reflected, these are the rays reflected by the mirror, nor the ray extensions, these are the two ray extensions behind the mirror cross to form an image. So this is the case 5. When the object is placed at the focal point, image may be formed on the same side of the object at infinity, or may be formed on the other side of the object behind the mirror at infinity. This side it will be the virtual image, and this side it will be the real image. Okay, remember The real images are always formed on the same side of the object. That is the rule. Okay. If image is forming on the same side of the object, you think that that is the real image only. The same ray diagram I am showing by the symbol, concave mirror symbol. Object is placed at focal point. Okay. Principal axis. So here is the object OB. Let us draw the first ray. This ray travels through the focal point. Second ray, I am drawing directly from point B through C, and these are the two reflected rays, and these two reflected rays are parallel to one another. That's why image will not be formed. Otherwise we can say image will be formed at infinity. Okay, plus infinity means here this side it is called plus infinity. Plus infinity means it is the real image. If it is formed, it is the real image. Why? Because these are the reflected rays, and if you extend them backwards, there is a possibility that the image may be formed that's this side also. Image may be formed due to the extensions of these two reflected rays. So image may be formed this side at infinity or this side at infinity. Okay, so that's why it is ambiguous. Ambiguous means unclear. Let us write the properties of the image formed here. Formed at infinity, it can be formed either this side or this side. That's why the image is ambiguous and imperceptible, because neither the rays reflected by the mirror nor the ray extensions. Ray extension means these are the ray extensions behind the mirror cross to form an image. Okay, so in this case image is not formed. And the final case, that is case 6, in this case I am going to place the object between P and F. P means pole, F means focal point. Okay, this is the special case in which virtual image will be formed. Concave mirror forms real image in all the cases except whenever object is placed between P and F. In that case only it will form a virtual image. Let us see how. So this is the concave mirror, P is the pole, C is the center of curvature, F is the focal point, this line is the principal axis. So let us place an object here. OB is the object. So object is placed between P and F, pole and the focal point. Let us draw the same two rays, ray 1 like this. Okay, OB is the object. I am drawing the first ray parallel to the principal axis, and this ray falls on the mirror and gets reflected there, and the reflected ray will pass through the focal point. Ray 1, see here, this is the reflected ray, first reflected ray which is coming through the focal point. Now I will draw the second reflected ray directly from the point B through C. That's all. So this is the second reflected ray. If you observe them carefully, these two reflected rays will not meet this side. If you extend them further, their separation gradually increases. That means they never cross if you extend them forward. So what we have to do, let us extend them backwards. For example, if an observer here, okay, for him this ray appears to be coming behind the mirror somewhere here. So let us extend these two reflected rays backwards. The original reflected rays do not cross each other. They do not intersect. At that time, what we have to do? We have to extend them backwards. See here. I have extended this reflected ray backwards, and I will also extend this reflected ray backwards. That means I am drawing the extensions of the reflected rays. These two extensions are meeting here. That means are intersecting here. So here image will be formed like this. So this is the image. Actually, this image cannot be caught on the screen. Okay, so here is an observer. This observer can only see this image, isn't it? We cannot see it directly. And when the reflected rays enter into his eyes, here he assumes that these reflected rays are coming from this point. Okay, that's why image is formed behind the mirror, and this image is visible to only this observer. We cannot see it and we cannot obtain this on the screen. Okay, so this image is called as the virtual image because the reflected rays are not crossing themselves. By extending them backwards, they are meeting. That's why virtual image is formed. Okay, we cannot obtain this image on the screen, and all virtual images are erect. Erect means upright image, not upside down. It is the upright image. And here compare their sizes. The size of the image is bigger than the size of the object. That is, this is the magnified image. Image is magnified. Okay, so let us write the properties of the image formed here. Where the image has been formed in this case, in the sixth case, image has been formed behind the mirror. In all other 5 cases, image has been formed in front of the mirror only. So here, formed behind the mirror, erect, that is upright image, magnified, that is bigger in size than the object, and virtual image. Virtual images are formed only when the reflected rays are extended backwards. At that time, virtual images are formed. So the image is virtual. Okay, so these are the properties of the image formed in this case. So let us draw the same ray diagram by using the symbol of the concave mirror. Okay, P, C, F, and this is the principal axis. Now I am placing the object here. OB is the object. Ray 1. This is the first reflected ray, and I am drawing the second reflected ray through the center of curvature C. and these two reflected rays do not cross even if you extend them up to infinity. Their separation will keep on increasing. Okay, so if they do not cross themselves, what we have to do, we have to extend them backwards. So here I am extending this ray first. So let us extend this ray backwards only, and these two extensions are meeting here. That means here image will be formed, virtual image will be formed, and this image is visible to only this observer. Okay, we cannot see this. And let us write the properties. Ig is the image. Here Ig is the image. Properties of the image: formed behind the mirror, erect, magnified, and virtual. Okay, so this is all about the ray diagrams related to concave mirror. So in concave mirror we have six possible cases. Okay, and I have taken only these two rays. It is not compulsory whatever the rays I have taken to draw the ray diagrams. So whichever the rays you want, you can take other two different rays and try to draw the ray diagrams. You will get the same images. Okay, thank you.